Just listen to that music. XDefiant just dropped their Season 3 update, which is presumably their last before they shut down June 2025. They released everything they had, and I mean everything. Honestly, kinda bittersweet. Starting with the factions, we have the rumored Assassin's Creed faction making their debut. But the team didn't stop there, with the inclusion of Wolves from Ghost Recon and Omega Force from Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Let's back up though. The assassins include Ichika, Logan, and Saeed, and you can even see a character mastery skin unlocked, the first time we've seen such a concept introduced in XDefiant. Looks like we would have character levels that we can progress to earn rewards. Their abilities include Apple of Eden Ultra to teleport behind an enemy with your hidden blade, a Charity Bomb to disorient nearby foes, and Eagle Vision to catch glimpses of enemy locations and trails, and also the Hidden Blade passive to execute one-hit melees. Next, the Wolves have Baiko, Sydney, and Jules. Their abilities include the Drone Swarm Ultra that calls in a swarm of mini-drones, Soulless Attack Drone that acts as an aerial turret, Legion that will seek out enemies within range, and the Wolf Blood passive, which makes them invisible and untargetable by electronic gadgets and skills. Lastly, we have Omega Force, with Mulletman as our only character. He's got the Killstar Ultra, which uses the player's health as ammo and unleashes a destructive beam of death. Shock Punch, which grants a short dash and an EMP-like explosion that stuns nearby enemies. Or the Shuriken, which is a lightning-fast projectile that takes out anyone in one shot, except Phantoms. Passive trait is Cyborg Strength, which means that he's unaffected by speed penalties from weapon classes or attachments, which is pretty interesting. In terms of new weapons, we have plenty. There are a few new secondaries, all of them of the pistol magnum variety, so I'll focus primarily on the primaries. Starting with the ARs, we have the FAMAS. Burst fire weapon similar to the M16 with faster traits but less damage per shot. Before we move over to the other weapons, worth mentioning that we do have two new additions when it comes to attachments. First and foremost, we have the tapered barrel attachment, which makes you speedier overall at the cost of damage range and ADS walking speed. But even more prominent of an addition is the ability to customize your reticle. Here's an example of different reticles and colors that you can choose from. Moving on, still in the AR category, we have the G36K, which is a fully automatic AR, as we've seen in other games before. Then from the SMGs, we have the M1928, a hard-hitting SMG that's got an old-school look to it. Next, moving on to the LMGs, we have the MG5. High rate of fire, but shorter range and lower ammo capacity compared to the other LMGs. Still packs a punch though. And then next, we have the M1A Marksman Rifle, which is a classic. Speedy rate of fire, although it deals less damage per shot. That being said, still very deadly. And lastly, for sniper rifles, we have the SRS, which is a higher mobility sniper rifle for those that want to move around more. New factions, new weapons, and next, new modes. We have a versus bots mode that allows 6 players to go up against 6 bots, a lower stakes battle of sorts for reduced XP. There's also a tactical mode that I haven't really tried yet, but it sounds interesting enough. Also, if you check out the unranked playlist, you'll notice some new playlists within that playlist, which include party modes, Turbo XD, and Lum Hunt. Haven't gotten a chance to see how Lum Hunt differs from the previous Hotshot mode, but it seems to share some similarities and or resemblances. Oh, and don't forget, check your career stats. There's a lot more stats to review along with what appears to be a graph, although I didn't have anything populated on my screen. I might have to play a few games for it to actually appear. Lo and behold, we also have a prestige system, which is crazy at this stage of the game, but we do have a prestige system. You can prestige up to 10 times, with each prestige restarting you from 0 when it comes to your unlocked gear and attachments. Presumably, as you level up and complete these challenges again and unlock the gear and attachments, you would then be able to prestige once again. Now, last but not least, we have to talk about the maps. Oh my god, the maps. Beautiful. They dropped 13 maps on us, all of them as beautiful and well designed as you'd expect from the XDefiant team. I've said it before and I'll say it again, but if there's one area where the team really shined, it was their map design and layouts, and just everything about their maps was just amazing. Speed running through them, as I could probably make a video on its own, we have our regular non-linear maps, starting with Mykonos, El Barrio, Carlisle's Lab, Enchanted Forest, Killstar Temple, Razia's Realm, Gale City, and West End. For linear maps, for modes like Escort, we have Jorvik, Esperanza, Himalaya, and Scale Complex. All of them are such treats to run through, and I couldn't help but feel sad that we only have 6 months to experience them in all their greatness before they're taken away. Overall, I don't know how to feel, and I'm at a loss for words. Clearly the passion for XDefiant was, and arguably still is there. I'm hoping that somehow XDefiant is saved and we don't see it sunset in June, but I do realize that we probably need a miracle. This game for me is the closest I got to that old school Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare feel, and I will forever be thankful for the game for the genuine fun it provided me with.